Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Hitman BK. We're back on another video. Suicide Squad killed Justice League, and it's mainly because the NDA on the alpha just lifted like a couple minutes ago. So I wanted to share my thoughts. I haven't made anything recently. There's really good stuff out by Lejeune and a bunch of other creators who actually went to Rocksteady Games, got to play even more. So maybe we'll touch on a little bit of that. But right off the bat, this is really anyone who's been following this channel and cares or wants to know what I think, I can tell you now. So I got to play the Suicide Squad Justice League Alpha. I got to play it with a couple of friends because I shared the code, and we had a blast. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. I know people have been on Twitter bad-mouthing the game. There's been a lot of drama around it. No need to recap all of it. A lot of it's tied to like Kevin Conroy's last chance as Batman, you know, because he passed away. It's a looter shooter, comparisons to Avengers, and all of that. My personal opinion that I've even shared on Twitter too is you really can't compare this game to Avengers. This is not Avengers. This is first and foremost, it's also a looter shooter. Avengers was not a looter shooter. Avengers was just, you know, the live service game wrapped around a comic IP and powers. And there was a lot of things wrong with Avengers right off the bat that even in the alpha I already saw were in place for Suicide Squad, and it immediately got me excited. I went into this game with very pessimistic, like everybody else. This is not the game I thought Rocksteady was going to be making post-Batman, right? I mean, I think everybody feels that way, but it is fun. Regardless of what it is we wanted, this is the game they made. They clearly stand behind it. I think the argument that they got forced to make this is just incorrect. This game's been in development for a really long time when Borderlands and these looter shooters were kind of in their height. Not that they've fallen off, but they were like, you know, we were at the height of that. And clearly Rocksteady wanted to take a stab at that, and they did. And they did it in a really, really fun way. So the first thing I would say, coming out of the NDA, if you're worried about how the game feels because of the way it looks, don't. It is not a game, I think, that shows well. It plays well. And who knows why that is? It could be for a lot of reasons. It's got a pretty high ceiling. It's got a pretty high skill ceiling that you need to hit to kind of like to get into the swing of things. A lot of the ways that Rocksteady made Batman with its combat system and the countering while combining Batman's you know, suite of utilities is kind of like what they did in a Suicide Squad, but with movement. Like the movement is actually like really, really, really important and critical to the entire game. It's why every DLC character they make is probably going to have not even probably, they've come out and said is going to have a unique move set because that's like the hook that puts the whole thing together. And Harley, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark, they all feel great to play, and their combat set directly ties to their movement set. And once you start getting into the swing of that and unlocking some abilities, which we got to unlock quite a few, like early game, it wasn't like a bunch. I got like one legendary, which really doesn't mean too much because there's actually a whole other tier of weapons, notorious weapons that sound incredible. But you can really start seeing with build crafting and movement, like how this game is gonna have the fun factor. Like it's gonna be there. So that's the first thing. Is it fun to play? Yes. Is it fun to watch? Probably not at the start, but later in the game, I think we're going to find that this game's actually really fun to watch, especially for people who end up really playing it and getting good at it. I'll probably stream it and make some videos tied to it as well once it drops that I'm looking forward to, especially playing with the other characters. So story-wise too, the alpha was the first 2 chapters, which was really cool. A lot of good stuff that happened at the start. A lot of really good performances. When you look at it in the trailer form, I don't think it does it as much justice as when you play it. The voice acting is very good from those first 2 chapters. The interaction between between the 4 Suicide Squad members is really good. It's early. I have no idea what's going to happen in the story. I know people who got to go up to WB play Chapter 3, which is where Ivy's introduced. I mean, like, there's clearly going to be a lot to this game. So I do think it's hard to comment on any of that with such a small sampling and not knowing exactly what's going to happen. And then the co-op, like really, and then my overall just impressions like are just, I think this game, I think it could work. I really do think Suicide Squad could fit nicely into the looter shooter genre. They're doing some fun things, again tying gunplay with movement, and then this counter system they have that even like will give you shield back feels good. There is an after report whenever you finish a mission that you get that I love, especially if you're a stats person and you're playing with buddies. Like, how did I do? What can I do to do things better? That always really does well in games where you have looter shooters and these live service things. I think of like the Vision, you know, when you complete a dungeon, you get to see the after report and then even challenge yourself on like, how can I do better TPS here, etc. So that was great to see. There's really cool things too, where the number one person who does like the most damage, who does like the best, ends up being the squad leader at the end of it and actually gets to choose the next mission. Like if you're playing with a group of friends, which is actually kind of fun, creates a little bit of a camaraderie and a little competition within just the campaign missions. So that was really cool. There's just, this is a feature complete game. So that's what kind of like, where if you've watched me at all on Twitter, I've been like, I don't know that we should be comparing this to Avengers. Like, this game is shipping with so much under the hood and so much we haven't even seen, that it just seems more clear to me that the entire dev team was behind this. They invested a lot into it. There's a big investment for the post game. I just not getting the vibe and vibes that I had gotten from Avengers when I had first started playing that, which is really, really nice to have, especially because like I've been, you know, I mean, I love superheroes, so to get anything around a sort of like, you know, comic IP that's live service and ongoing and something I can play with friends and could continue to play for the next year or so is like really exciting. And as a Destiny fan and Division fan and Borderlands fan, it's really cool, honestly, to see how they're implementing some of these things inside this genre, and they seem to be doing, on paper and from what I've witnessed and what I've watched from other creators, really solid job coming out of the gates on it. So that's my positives. I mean, I know everybody wants to hear negative things because it's like what the internet likes, which is stupid. But I don't have a whole lot. I played the crap out of the alpha because I thought it was so much fun, and eventually put it down because like I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wait, you know, a while to actually get more hands on. So I'm just excited to see more of it. I'm happy they lifted this NDA. I think this game needs a little bit of help. Marketing has it. My negative for this game is the marketing sucks. That's my negative. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it was marketed this way, because there's actually really solid foundation for a shooter and a live service game. What it sounds like unpredatory cash shop too, that's going to be just solely based on cosmetics, the way this battle pass is going to work. Like, I'm feeling good, so I don't really know why there's been the way it's been marketed. So that'd be my biggest negative, because I think the game actually deserves a lot of praise and hype, and something to look forward to coming out of a studio who made 3 incredible Batman video games. And if we can separate ourselves out of our feelings that this isn't exactly what we were expecting to come out of the team, which, by the way, we don't own the company and we're not the team. And maybe if we take a step back and wonder, they probably didn't want to do another game like Batman. I'm not surprised they did this. I'm not even surprised they didn't do Superman. I mean, honestly, I think a Superman game would be pretty freaking boring. I don't really know how you would make that. Like, Superman, even in movie form, right? It's really hard to make something with Superman. He's perfect. He's the perfect thing with like, how do you even die in a Superman game, right? I mean, you get shot by a kryptonite bullet, which I'm sure is the same question. Like, how are we going to kill Superman and kill the Justice League? We'll find out. But I find that to be more interesting on like, how am I actually going to take out Superman than being Superman in a game? And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because it seems like a lot of people expected Rocksteady to make a Superman game, and I'm happy they didn't. The more I got to play the alpha, And the more I've seen from people that I like to follow that have played the continuation at Rocksteady, the more excited I've gotten for the direction they've taken here, which is unexpected. And it makes me really happy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please sound off in the comments if you got to play the alpha, what you thought about it. And if you disagree with me, I love having a conversation with people. And I will gladly have a conversation with anyone. You can also find me on Twitter. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you like this video. Yeah, I'll continue to make stuff. And I think I'm going to start streaming like once a week just to hang out with everybody who's within the Filthy Casual community and the people who come and watch all my stuff. So yeah, hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I'm really excited the NDA is lifted. You're probably going to see a whole lot of hype. So get ready for that. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Hopefully we get the insider video soon too. I think when the third insider video comes out, I'll make another video because I'm really interested in what's coming post and how that live service model is going to work. So hopefully we get answers to that in the next video. I think that's going to be a big one. Until next time, I'm Hitman BK, and I hope you stay classy. I have no idea what I just did there. Later.